these other companies that have made it, and there's a lot that have made it during the recession, they had to have staffing and buildings and leases and HR and lions and tigers and oh my, we don't have to do all that when we're in the digital space. We just need, you know, a laptop and a dream, you know, and if you got that, you really can make some money. So that is the one reason I would say definitely come out with your product, your service, or what have you. But even in addition to that, why you should be starting in the digital space, whatever it is, whether it's an ebook or a blog, a website, you know, you might have something particular. I did a live the other day with Emmanuel, who does, you know, Shopify and does a lot of e-commerce. He was saying, make sure that whatever you come out with, if it is a product, make sure a lot of people want to buy it, but make sure also that it's something that people can repeat and reuse. So there's a lot of things we can do in the online space. Of course, I'm all about online course creation because I just love the business model where we just take what we already know and show other people how to do it. But the trick is make sure it is something, a service, a product that fulfills our pain point. And you might say, well, Angelique, what does that mean? I definitely want to explain that. So a pain point would be anything that's waking people up in the middle of the night. And typically that has to do with health, wealth, or love. A lot of people right now are thinking about wealth. Like, hey, is my retirement going to be intact? Like, is my 401k going to be okay? Am I going to be able to retire? A lot of people are thinking about that. A lot of people are thinking that, you know, are they going to be able to have a job, you know, next week? A lot of people in the tech industry, you know, there's a lot of people in the tech industry, you know, a lot. We know the names. They have been laid off, right? Completely brought into, like Amazon laid a lot of people off. Brought into the, you know, during COVID, they hired, and then what happened? They let those people go. So a lot of people right now trying to figure out, scrambling, like, should I start a business? Well, yeah, like I said, if it's in the digital space, make sure you fulfill a pain point. Maybe you have a way that people can make money right now. Maybe you have a way that can help people, you know, ease their stress right now. Like, these are pain points that people are waking up in the middle of the night, like literally waking up in the middle of the night, trying to figure out how are they going to make it through this recession or make it through this time. And if you have a way to do that, why not come out with a product? And that's exactly what, and I'm just going to name off a few, and these should make you feel real good about yourself. Like, if these companies were able to make it, like during the Great Depression, do you guys know that Disney, the behemoth, the Disney World and the Disneyland and the, there goes my phone. They got stores and they got merchandise and everything. They came out during the Great Depression, and why? They were able to fulfill a pain point. The pain point at that point in time, and again, forgive my phone, it'll eventually go off. It was during the Great Depression, and people really needed a smile at that time. And so when Walt Disney came up with Disney World and all these other things, these movies, and it was like a, you know, not the greatest animation at the time, but it put a smile on other people's faces. You know what else came up through during something that we use all the time? FedEx. Yes, FedEx. And the thing then that people were tired of only use, hey, Saleha, Sash, how are you? People didn't want to just use regular mail. They wanted to get things done faster, quicker, of course, more efficiently. So what did they do? They came up with FedEx, where they were able to federally express things and get packages to where they need to go. Came out during the recession, you guys. So what if FedEx never would have came? There probably would have been no UPS. Then who knows if we would have even had Amazon, because, you know, we wouldn't have known that you could get stuff to people the next day. So if Disney and FedEx can come out during the recession, so can you. They actually, Disney came out during the Depression. Another thing, Microsoft, they came out with computer software that was faster, it was more efficient, it worked better. Like, these are things, they came out during a recession. So that's why I'm just like, if you're thinking about right now, or talking about, come on, guys, you got to think about really coming out now. It is okay to come out during a recession, okay? These companies made it. Microsoft, I mean, they're big. You know, between Microsoft and Apple, that's it, right? I mean, for the most part. Another one, Netflix, that everybody has yes, exactly, Pin to Profit, like everybody and their mom, right, for the most part, has a subscription to Netflix. Hewlett Packard sure did. HP sure did. Exactly. I'm glad you put that one on there. I didn't add it to my list, but as I was doing the research, I did see that. Netflix, like I said, and they came out during the .com bubble. I don't know if, you know, some of you guys are too young for that time, but there's a time when everybody was in, when we say .com, you know, all these big tech companies, they floundered. I think they were in like San Jose, California, and they just started falling apart, and everybody had put all their money into them thinking they were the next thing. They bombed, And what did Netflix do? They decided to figure out how to stream, right? And before that, we had Blockbuster, right? Everybody remembers Blockbuster, right? Well, some of you guys do. But that's how we had to actually physically go get a DVD or a cartridge that was for the VHS or whatever. And then once Netflix decided to, during a recession, you guys, they decided to show us how to stream. Now it's just in everybody's house. And they didn't even start off like that from the beginning. I think in the beginning with Netflix, you had to go to a place and go get the Blockbuster. Yep, you remember Blockbuster. Yes, some of us remember Blockbuster. But they came out during a recession. Then Redbox. Yep, maybe I'm thinking of Redbox. Maybe I'm thinking Redbox was Netflix, but they came out during a recession. And just a couple more, something that we all have probably used or are beginning to use. Uber. I don't know if you guys know, but Uber, Airbnb, and Venmo all came out during the last recession. The last recession was right around 2006, 2007, 2008. And what did they do? They fulfilled a pain point. And that's what I'm saying. So if you have a product or a service that fills a pain point, maybe you can help people grow their hair. Maybe like Pin to Profit, you can help people write better copy. Maybe you know how to stage homes, or maybe you might be right now, because I know real estate's taking a little bit of a hit when I talk to, at least on the West Coast. I think the East Coast might be doing okay. When I talk to people on the West Coast, having a little bit of trouble, trouble moving properties like they used to, but maybe you got a way to stage homes, or maybe you're great at listings. Maybe you're a great realtor. These are things you can show other people how to do. You can come up, like I said, with an ebook. I'm partial to courses. I'm all about courses. But any type of a digital product. And when I say digital product, I'm talking about maybe you want to do a course. That's a digital product. That's what I help with. You can do an ebook. That's also a digital product. There's so many different ways that you can get out. You can do a podcast. And, some of you guys are great at talking. Podcasts are a great way, or at least a great way to promote yourself. But Venmo is, I don't know if you guys use it, but it's a way to, electronically kind of send money, I guess you could say. And then you got Uber, of course, transportation-wise. And think about this. Airbnb and Uber, they do not own any cars, from what I understand, and Airbnb does not own any of the real estate, yet they have a whole business that's digital, and they're able to make money from other people using their brand to get their services out. So definitely something you guys should think about. So I just wanted to share that with you, only because starting to see more and more people ask about the recession. And I don't know if we're in a recession, out of a recession, about to go. I have no clue. But let's not be timid or scared about starting our own businesses. And for a lot of you guys who do have 9-to-5s, think about this, because you do want to have something else maybe cooking up in the background, as I always say. Have something cooking up in the background just in case. I was just talking to a gentleman today, really cool dude, young guy, and he was just like, well, I'm looking to get married and, have a fiance, and she, they want me to make sure I have a stable job. And I was just reminding him, like, hey, jobs aren't always stable either. Just remember that at the stroke of a dime, if they decide, you could be the one cut. But if you have your own business, you won't get cut, right? You can actually give yourself a raise whenever you want to. But bottom line is, think about this for a second. Just depending on, whatever the economy does, anybody who works a job is, susceptible to being laid off or even fired. So you definitely want to have something in the digital space, I think, because it's something you could do whatever your job is, whether you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, or an employee, a coach, consultant. It's always nice to have, recession season is layoff season. Yeah, I hate to say it, Pin to Profit, but it is. Writing is on the wall. But either way, whether we're in a recession, like I said, or out of or whatever we're in, nothing wrong with having another stream of income. And that is why I would say yes. If it were up to me, would I jump in? I would jump in. I already have a business. But if I didn't, I definitely would jump in still. If I had a great idea for a product or a service, I would still jump in. Because bottom line, those people who have a great product or a service and they stick with it and they have something that actually fulfills a need, they've been able to make it